All right, sorry guys. In the previous video, it was cut off due to the time limit, offered by Microsoft Stream. I can't use the iPad because iPad doesn't have the graphic calculator emulator. So that's why I have to use the laptop. And then, this Stream have a very short time limit for the video icon recording. All right, so let's finish the D and E part, right? Last time we put this cost function into our graphic calculator and then evaluate function when x equal to 30, 40, and 50, right? So now we want to graph the function, and then the problem given us the domain is from 0 to 80, right? Not include 0, but include 80. And then we also want to create a table with table star equals 1 and increment also equals 1. And we want to find which value of x minimize the average cost. Okay, so now let's go back to the graphic calculator emulator. So let's double check our function still here, right? And then that's the result we evaluate function from last time. Okay, so how to graph this function? We compress the key on the most right-hand side function key, okay, called a graph. So press the graph. And then you may wonder, it doesn't display anything at all, right? So what's wrong with this? So the problem, okay, look like the problem is the window size. Okay, the window is set, not right. So how the window works, just imagine you are stay in a room. Okay, this room is sealed. Okay, you can't see anything outside, but only have a small window there. So you can only see outside through this window. So depends where this window located, right? The scene you can see outside only through this window. So if the window is placed on the left-hand side of the house, and then you only see left-hand side of the scene, right? And then if placed on the right-hand side of the room, and then you can see the scene on right-hand side of the house. So that's how the graphic calculator monitor works. Okay, so if it doesn't display anything on the graphic calculator monitor, that means the window you set is not where the graph located. Okay, for example, if the graph is located in the first quadrant, but if your window set in the second quadrant, and of course you won't see anything because the graph wasn't there, right? I hope that makes sense to you. So how to set the window size? Okay, you need to click the window here, and then over here, there are 4 parameters we need to change, okay? One is x minimal, x maximal, okay? These two, x minimal, x maximal, these 2 parameter is define how wide the window need to be, okay? From where to where in the rectangular coordinate system, okay? And then another 2 parameter we need to reset is the y minimal, y maximal. This is defines how high this window to display in a rectangular coordinate system. All right. So for this cost function, because the problem, it tells us the domain of x is between 0 and 80. So that's the reason why we set x minimal to 0, x maximal to 80. Okay, that's given by the problem. All right, so we know that information. And then we want to leave the next parameter, x SCL equals 1 alone. Okay, we don't want to change that. That's the default parameter. And then y minimal, y maximal, these two we don't know, but we only have some basic information, right? Remember, let me close this window. Remember, we evaluate when x equal to 30, 40, and 50. We know the y, right? The cost is in a 1,000 level. So we basically know the y maximum must be a number bigger than those, right? And the x minimum, we can put a 0 or a negative number, just for try. And then we can display the graph, okay? Look at it, see how well it graph. If we don't satisfy with the location of the graph, we can always go back to the window to reset the size, okay, which is y minimal, y maximal, these 2 parameters. All right, so let's do that. And then let's just try y minimum equal to 0 now, and then y maximum equals 2000. Okay, let's just give a try and then press graph. Oh, see, this time we do see the graph, right? But we only see part of the graph, not all of it, right? Because it only occupies a very small section of our screen. So we would like this, see more part of the graph. So let's adjust the window size. So how to adjust, right? We would like, to see, it seems to me this more beyond up, right? The bottom we already see, but the top we won't see. So we want to enlarge the y maximum. Y minimum seems okay, right? Okay, let's see, reset the window. Y minimum is 0, okay, y maximum, let's change to the 4000. Okay, and then press graph. See, this time we see more part of the graph, and then it seems occupies much bigger section of our monitor, right? So from the graph, we can see the cost function, right? As x increase, first decreasing, and at a certain point is increasing again, right? Remember the next question asks us to find the value of x minimize the cost function. So we know there's somewhere, there's a turning point, right? Down, 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 and then here, and then up. And then where this minimal x located from the graph, we can tell, right? We can estimate. Here is a 0. Remember, here is 80. So it's about middle, I would say. Okay, very close to the middle. Okay, so that will give us some idea, okay, later how we search on the table. All right, let's see. The question E asks us create a table with table star equals 1 and increment also equals 1. Okay, all right, let's go back to here. Where to set a table? Table set is right here, the blue function above the window. So we press second window, okay, and then table star set to 1, and then table increment also equals 1, already default, okay. So this one we done. And then look at the table. Where is the table? Right here. Okay, right above the graph. So we press second graph called the table. All right, now you see the table. So when X is the manufacturer computer 1 per day, okay, that's the cost. And then we can scroll down the table and see. Okay, remember we evaluated 30, right? We can kind of verify. See, pretty close to our value, right? 1351.50, right? But our, we evaluate function use vars is much more accurate than the table because table only keep 1 decimals. But since this is a money amount, we actually need 2 decimals. Okay, so we can use the table evaluate function as a reference, but that is not very accurate. Okay. All right, so now we want to find what value minimize the function, right? Remember, the function should keep going downwards. Okay, let's look at the y. Still going downward, right? 1278, 1266, let's go. Still 1255, still keep going down. 1247, still going down. 1240, going down. 1235, going down. 1233, still going down. 1231 is going down. Oh, see, here is the turning point from 41 to 42 increase, right? So that means when manufacture 41 computers per day, that minimize the cost. Okay, because here's down until here and then go up, right? So this is the turning point. All right, so now we kind of answered all the questions, right? So let's go back to PowerPoint, right? We complete all the functions. So we can see our book answer. A, B, C, that's the same as our calculator result, right? And then the D, this is the same graph as we had. And then this is a table, okay? We also get the same thing. And then find the value of X, minimize the cost function, right? We also get the same result. So that is end of section 3.2.